Hey everyone, welcome to Sunday Night Live, episode 33, coming to you live from the JPVideos studio. Hope everyone's had a fantastic weekend. Got a little bit altered Sunday Night Live for you guys, as I mentioned last week. We're not going to be doing mail call, but we will be chatting a little bit more, doing our question of the week, and of course going back in time. Glad to see everyone out here once again for our weekly wrap-up live stream, if you want to call it that, or kickoff of the new week. So hello everyone. There's too many people here to say hello to everyone individually, so welcome everyone that is here. Glad to see all the familiar faces, and like I say, if you're new here, sit back, relax, enjoy the stream. If you don't want to chat live with us, you're welcome to just sit back and enjoy the show. But hello everyone. Yes, JP's in the house. Back once again. We got our mods here. We got Retromantic, Ashley, Out Naturing, RJ78 Productions is here. So glad to have you guys on board for tonight. Adam Tereska as well. Mods are definitely a big help and key to running a smooth and successful show. So we're up to 109 people already. Great. So tonight's stream will be a little bit shorter than normal streams, just because we're not doing the mail call segment. Are also going back in time videos, not a real long one. I think it's around 20 minutes. So we should be wrapped up around 10 o'clock or so. But we will spend a little bit more time just chatting. You know, if there's anything you guys want to talk about, you know, it is an open forum. We just ask you to keep it respectful. I know Christopher and others always ask what I did today, stuff like that. So we will chat a little bit later on. I do have a snack I will be sharing with you guys. This is actually something I received from our viewer Sandra Pink Videos. It's a chocolate lavender chocolate lavender bar, and I believe it has lavender flower petals mixed into it. I was going to do this on a Chow Time episode, but I don't know when the next one's going to be, so I figure it would be tonight. It would be a good opportunity to have it. Those of you who are wondering about mail call, I did announce last week we're going to do mail call every other week. It just makes it easier with trying to get packages in on time. And in case there's a time I can't get to the post office right before Sunday, I don't have to worry about anyone being, worried about their package not coming in. So next week will be mail call. It'll be every other week. So if something does get sent in, be rest assured it will be opened on the following week. Jacob, why the caps? Just in a mood to yell? I bought the new train t-shirt, navy blue, says Christopher. Awesome. Which train logo did you go for? The GG1 electric one? The steamer or the diesel? I did share a picture too on my community tab and Facebook of another viewer who was at Knoebels, found my name on the covered bridge, and was rocking one of my new train shirts. So I'm glad to see people are liking those and buying them up for themselves. Gotcha. Yeah, it's not necessary here for caps. I do my best to pay attention. You like the steamer on that trucker hat? Yeah, it's a nice picture. Love the pictures on the wall. Thanks, D. And I probably will be adding another one or two pictures for merchandise items, because I did release that video of Reading Northern 425, the Blue Beauty as I called it. I'm probably going to pick one of those images to put on a shirt or item as well. So if you did like those pictures from yesterday's video, you may see one of them in a future release. And for those of you who are looking to see what I do have available right now, here's the items. I do have t-shirts, face masks, and hats. I'm just showing the new designs here. The one on the left is a Norfolk Southern diesel locomotive. The one in the middle is a steam locomotive from Steamtown. And the one on the right is a GG1 electric locomotive, which is down in Altoona, Pennsylvania. But these items are available with all my other designs as well. The abandoned logos, the JPVideos name and thumbnail, all the other stuff. So if you want to check it out, one of the mods could post a link to my merchandise shop, or you can find it down below in the description. Just my shameless plug there. And good news too, fingers crossed, I'll find out tomorrow for official word, but it was announced, I think late yesterday or earlier today, that Reading and Northern is going to run number 425, the Blue Beauty, next weekend as well. I guess it's been an overwhelming success and outpouring of requests to have that run one more time. So next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's going to be pulling the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway. So I'm hoping to get a ticket for one of the open air cars. I'm going to call tomorrow, and if there's availability, I'm going to take a ride on that train, and I'll be able to document its travel and destination to and from the Jim Thorpe to the Lehigh Gorge area. So pretty excited about that. Just a quick turnaround time. Filmed it 1 week, hopefully riding it the next weekend. Love the 425 video. Awesome. I loved making it. It was 6 hours of filming and about 3 hours of editing. So 9 hours turnaround time within 1 day. It was crunch time, but I was excited to do it. And I think it turned out pretty good. A couple small little tweaks I would change if I was able to refilm it again. But 99% of everything came out as planned. And RJ made a fantastic video as well. One of his best. He took some amazing photos. And I got to say that if you like our photos on my channel, on Out Naturings, on Retros, on RJ's, most of our photos, at least on my channel, are taken with the Galaxy S10 smartphone. It is by far the best piece of equipment you could have for videos, for photos, and just an all-around useful tool. But the photos that we took for Reading Northern 425 were all done with our phone. We did some post-editing on them, and they always turn out really sharp. I know Mike gets some really nice wide-angle landscape shots. I think they're done on his phone. I do know he has a DSLR. But even grabbing screenshots from the video come out just as good too. So S20 I thought about getting, but they did away with the earphone plug. And they did away with the earphone jack. So you have to use the extension adapter in the Type-C port, which is kind of a downfall. It's another piece of gear you have to have on you. And also too, there's been some troubles coming out with software issues, firmware issues. So as good as the phone is and the cameras that it has, I'm happy to have the S10. It's almost paid off, and I don't have to worry about getting anything new for the time being. But just wanted to pass that along. But we are going to get on with our second segment, since we're skipping mail call tonight. That is our question of the week. Yeah, Spirit Halloween video is doing quite well. I was glad I was able to share it with you guys. I actually did return to the store yesterday to do a quick update. I didn't film a video there, but I did post a clip on my Facebook page of a new animatronic that was put out. His name is Punctured Pete. He actually replaced the butcher guy, the pig-headed guy. He's gone. So they're going to be going through new items as they sell out of other ones. Also, the Wilkes-Barre location is opening August 22nd. So I'm hoping to be down there that day to film opening day as well. So there'll be a second Spirit Halloween location video coming out. So question of the week is something we've talked about in the past. And the reason I'm asking this question again is because it's going to deal with our going back in time video. And that is with drive-in theaters. A lot of you know that drive-in theaters are mostly a thing in the past. They're not so common now as they used to be through the 50s through the 80s. But there are still many of them around, and actually they're busier now than ever because of the whole COVID situation. A lot of movie theaters are not open, and the ones that are open, people don't feel comfortable going inside to sit in a enclosed space. So drive-in theaters are open. I actually went to see a movie this year. Finally, we saw Christmas Vacation. They're playing classics at the movie theater, and we went to see Christmas Vacation, and it was a really fun time. People were decked out in gear and costumes. There was actually an RV there, and people were dressed up as Cousin Eddie, with the robe on and everything. So what my question is if you're ever visited a drive-in, whether you're young or old, if you're able to remember, what was your first movie that you've ever seen at the drive-in? And do you remember being a positive experience, or was it kind of just mediocre? Let me know what you saw. As I mentioned in the past, what I can remember, my recollection was Revenge of the Nerds. I do remember seeing that at the drive-in. I don't know if that was my very first movie, but that's the first one I can remember. Town played Christmas Vacation 2. And actually this past week, I think they played Raiders of the Lost Ark. I was going to go to that, but just didn't have the time to do it. E.T. at the drive-in. That'd be a fun one to see there. I can't remember that. Well, yeah. If you don't remember which movie you saw there, if you're able to go back to the drive-in theater, if it opened back up in your area, would you want to see a new release movie? Or do you have a favorite classic movie you'd like to see? You're welcome to share that as well. Beatles, Hard Day Night. Remember the girls screaming. Rocky? No, Tom's just not a movie guy. Pet Sematary. Pete the Magic Dragon. Manic Dragon? Or is that Magic? 1980, I don't remember. Well, my recollection's from the early 80s. So, that's the last time I was at the drive-in theater until just a couple weeks ago. Einen in the Circle. I don't remember one at the Einen. I do know the Circle. There's one down in Anacoke, the Garden Drive-In. I'd like to go there as well. Star Wars, Porky's, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Star Wars, Westworld, Planet of the Apes, Back to the Future at ours. Yeah, the classics are coming back. And like I said, drive-ins are a great place now for what's going on in the world. You could stay in your car if you want to. You could get outside your car and sit in your chairs and just kind of relive the old days. Never been to a drive-in. Well, hope you get to experience one. If not, understandable. I know they're not everywhere around the country, but Pennsylvania, at least here in Northeast Pennsylvania, we have two of them within about 30 minutes of each other, 30, 40 minutes. Original Ghostbusters, that would be really fun. Dirty Harry, Abbott and Costello. Horror movies. Yeah, horror movies would be really good to see. Pocahontas. Now our drive-in too, the one I went to, it's called the Circle Drive-In. It's where they have the flea market as well. They have two screens there, so they play two movies at the same time. So you can pick and choose which one you want to watch. I believe back in the day, they used to have two movies. One would play one after another because they only had one screen. So you got to see two movies for the same price. Now, though, you only get to watch one movie based on what screen you're parked in front of. Are the drive-ins there new ones or old? They've been there for a long time. The one in the Circle Drive-In, which is Dixon City, Pennsylvania, is one of the oldest ones in Pennsylvania, I believe. Yeah, I do remember, Rob, where they had these speaker boxes. You used to be able to put the speaker on the window of your car, and then they became permanently fixed to the pole, and you just would have to park near the speaker, and now it's all done through radio frequency. Smoking the Bandit would be really fun to see. Still had speakers in the windows. Yep, just like I was saying. Yeah, depending on the kind of car you have, you could run into that issue with the car shutting off, the radio turning off, but like my car, if I have it turned off, I press the power button because it's push to start, it'll keep the radio on for about 10 minutes, and I just have to recycle that if I wanted to. Or if it's really hot out, I just keep the car running with the AC on. Sit there in comfort. Twister, yeah, they have that. There's one near me that plays two movies for one price, and Mazer, hopefully they don't serve donuts because I know you don't like donuts. I do know, too, back in the day, they used to charge you per the carload, so people would pile into the car, like the station wagon, hide under a blanket, or hide in the trunk. But now it's per individual. So for the three of us, myself, Jill, and Lily, we paid, I think, $28 to see Christmas Vacation. But it was a fun experience. Also, probably, too, for those of you who are, older generations, probably drive-ins were where you had a lot of your first kisses or, took your first dates. It was obviously really popular back there. $20 a car. So that's not bad if you have a carload of people, but if you're by yourself, that's an expensive movie. $15 per carload. Yeah, here they changed it. It's per person. Pretty good cheese fries. Can't go wrong with cheese fries. Buttery popcorn, though, is my go-to. The only thing that was disappointing, though, just because of the COVID situation, they have limited menu. They did have popcorn, but they didn't allow you to put butter on it. So if I go to the movies I like to get fresh popcorn, get some butter put on it, the melted butter. But they weren't doing that because they didn't want the cashier person handling your popcorn bag. So that was a little disappointing, but, take what you get. Oak Hill Drive-In. Yeah, I do remember that when I wasn't alive when that was open, but I do remember that field and the screen being there before some Buick moved in. Also, too, if you go to the drive-in, do you buy food at the concession stand or do you bring your own? We brought snacks with us, like some candy and drinks, but we did buy popcorn at the concession stand. Jurassic Park and The First Kiss. Double feature E.T. and Bambi. Brought our own popcorn, food, and drinks. Yeah, it's more affordable if you bring your own stuff. Bring your own stick, heat it over the engine. Egg rolls. That's an unusual movie snack. Our local movie theater, Cinemark, did open back up. They're open, I'm not sure if it's 7 days a week or not, but they're again playing classic movies. I don't think there's any new movies coming out right now anytime soon. But they are open to the public, with limited seating. It's like half capacity. But they're requiring you to wear a mask unless you're eating or drinking. So even though you're going to be socially distanced in the seats, they want you to wear a mask unless you're eating or drinking, which wouldn't be a very enjoyable movie. But it is at least air conditioned, so. $8 charge to bring your own food over here. Oh, see, that's where it differs here. You have to pay per person, but you can bring any stuff you want. You could bring a McDonald's with you. You could bring a cooler and bring a barbecue grill if you wanted to. Like the Westerns. Oh, and she just removed her comment. Made her own popcorn by the brown grocery bags. White Shopping Center Mountaintop. There's also one down in Edwardsville. I don't remember the name of it offhand. The sign of it's still there along, I think it's 309 or Route 11 maybe. But, West Side Drive-In. Yeah, that's in Edwardsville. But the theater and the building are all gone, but the sign's still there. Garth Brooks concert. Yeah, that was going around everywhere. I think it was like $100 admission to get in with your vehicle, up to 4 people. So $25 a person. The hot dog commercial. Well, it's funny you say that, Linda, because the intro to my video that we're going to bring on in just a moment is going to have the old black and white commercial. Whoppers. I was never a big fan of candy at the movies. I always liked popcorn, though. Even nachos are good. Pizza or french fries, depending on the theater. But glad to hear a lot of you do remember what you saw or what you'd like to see. Having the classics play right now, I think, is a great idea. I'd like to go more often than I could. Just time consuming, with everything else going on in life. And also, it is pricey if you go frequently. But I was so glad we got to go there for this year. I'd like to go one more time before summer's over. So we'll see how that plays out. But let's get into our third segment here, which is going back in time.
Gotta get back in time.
Okay, so give me a moment here and I will get the movie spooled up for you guys here. And this is going to take us to Virginia. And we got to get past the ads. Now, I know some people have said about having YouTube Premium or ad blockers, stuff like that. I actually do have ad blocker on my my browser, but it doesn't work because I'm not on my browser through the live streaming platform. It's just allows you to pull up the link. So unfortunately, I can't do anything about ads. Even if I was to sign into my account, the ads would still play because I'm not under my true Google or Firefox browser with ad blocker. So we have to unfortunately deal with the ads, but if I'm able to skip through them, I will. Let me bring myself back up here. Okay, so this is the abandoned roadside attraction called the Moonlight Drive-In Theater down in Virginia. I did a video on this last year on my way down to Tennessee. It is for sale. It's in an abandoned state, but it's not truly abandoned. There is a caretaker there who I did meet on location. He will be in the video, and he gave me permission to go ahead and film the grounds of the property. It's a really beautiful place. The unique thing is that behind the screen is the apartment building and manager's office, stuff like that. Big neon signs down along the roadway, and then the projection booth has all the old equipment in there. I didn't spend much time in there. It's a really quick run through just because I didn't want to overstay my welcome, but I did get you a glimpse at it. 21-minute video, so I will let you guys enjoy the Moonlight Drive-In. I'm going to pause it here and there with any commentary thoughts, and I do have a little bit of information to share afterwards about why this theater has some correlation to Pennsylvania as well. So if you guys are ready, we're going to get started.
Best of all, time to take your pick from that scrumptious array of tasty treats waiting for you at the snack bar, where the popcorn's poppin', the cold drinks are sparkling, the hot dogs are sling, the coffee is steaming, and
like a cup of coffee
luscious
at the
treasure
drive-in.
of confectionery delights with ice cream and candy and so much more to tempt any taste is waiting for you now at the snack bar. You'll be notified in plenty of time when the next show is about to begin.
And cue the fader. Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Today we're checking out an abandoned roadside find called the Moonlight Drive-In. It's situated right behind me here. Now that name may sound familiar to you. That's because I filmed a different Moonlight Drive-In 2 years ago located in Pennsylvania. That one's actually set to reopen really soon. If you haven't watched that video, you can click the button up here on the top of the screen. This one though is situated in Virginia. I do have some information I'm going to share with you about, as well as a few photos, but it's empty, abandoned, and ready to be explored. So if you're ready, come along with me. Okay, so down near the road there is an old marquee sign. We'll get a closer look at that later. Right here is the building. I'm going to put up the before photo. Now I will have some subtitles on the screen with information as to when this was opened, when it closed. I don't remember the details offhand, but this was the picture I found one of the remaining times when it was in operation. It did change hands a few times too, but this is how it looks when it was last used, I think the last year of operation, and then we'll cut to how it looks modern day. And this is a pretty good shot as to how it looked when it was last in operation, and here's the after. It's about as close as I could come to lining it up. But the entrance is here at the ticket booth, and you see the sign is still pretty much intact, minus the moon is no longer there, but the signing, the neon, and the stars and everything's still intact. This is where you would drive up to. Now the property is posted. It's also for sale too. I was able to drive right up to it. So we're not going to snoop around too much. I just want to give you guys a good look around though. And what my plans were was just to film it from basically the outside where I am now. I had plans on flying the drone if I couldn't get inside, which was the intention. But as you'll see in a few moments, there is someone in the back lot doing some tree cutting or brush removal, and he does approach me to find out what I was doing. And he's a southern gentleman, and once he became comfortable with me, he shared a lot of information and gave me the green light. You can see the old sign here though, welcome to the Moonlight Theater. Speed limit 10 miles per hour. And of course we got a car back there showing. Good to see though, so it's still in pretty good shape. The car does first, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so I'm not sure what that truck's doing up there, but we're going to take a walk around though. This is the old ticket booth. Or admission booth. Double-sided, just like modern ones too. Or I should say probably admission booth, but it's where you pay. And over there, I believe, is where the refreshment stand was. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was bathrooms. And then back there is the projection room. If I recall, I think it holds 500 cars. Right here is the screen, still intact. It's actually a nice shot right there. It's a unique design. Most theaters I've seen, drive-in theaters, have a screen by itself kind of in the far back of the parking lot. This one's near the entrance, and it's built on top of the little structure here. Okay, so I do have a little bit of information I'm going to share with you. This is phone. Okay, so I'm going to share the information. Just to address Leslie's comment. Leslie, I actually did the Virginia Safari Zoo in Virginia, and that was actually featured on my last Sunday night live stream. So I did visit the zoo, and I do know there is other drive-in theaters. The gentleman told me there's one not too far away from this one. So if I'm in the area again, definitely will check it out. Found online on numerous websites, so it is confirmed to be accurate. It's called the Moonlight Drive-In and opened in 1949. Single screen drive-in with a capacity of 454 cars. Okay, that's close. On August 2007, 8th of August 2007, it was added to the National Register of Historic Places. Closed in 2013, and in 2016 had a new owner who reopened it as the Moonlight Drive-In. On October 21st, 2016, they played The Legend of Tarzan. It was, let's see. It only lasted a brief time and closed shortly after that. So it looks like late 2016, early 2017 it closed. I did find an article online too where there was a lawsuit filed against the new owner in 2017 for not fulfilling his promises on a written agreement or written contract of renovating or rehabilitating the place. So I believe it's in the middle of a legal issue right now. It is for sale, as we mentioned, but you know, it's posted, but it's also abandoned. So I don't know if someone is going to be purchasing it and reopening it as a drive-in, or maybe just raising it and building a strip mall or something, who knows. But it is a pretty neat looking facility though. That really grabs your attention though when you're driving down the road. And you know, as we saw from the before photo, it's really nice and bright at night. So not a whole lot to see here, but we'll walk around a little bit more and see if there's anything else worth sharing. And then we'll head down to the marquee and show you that up close. And then probably wrap it up after that. Believe it or not, there's still actually power hooked up to it too. Oh, and here's an ad.
Robin Hood.
So I do keep the camera down, but I do keep it rolling, so we'll be able to hear a little bit of the conversation, and I'll give you some details as to what was said. How you doing?
Doing good.
Taking some pictures of the place. I was driving by your side. I saw the sale sign down there. I saw the parking sign. Is it your place?
Well, not good.
Okay. So I was looking online and it showed it closed like 2016 or so, 2017. After it reopened, real fun park next to it. There's another Moonlight Drive-In there.
Oh,
It's
really?
Actually, I filmed it. I'm a videographer. In 2017, I filmed it. It's completely abandoned. Someone bought it privately, rehabilitated it, and it's supposed to open this year. And it's supposed to be holds 500 cars, and it has a very similar marquee like that one. It has Moonlight Drive-In on it.
Wow.
And I was like, what are the chances? It's the same name, but you know, completely different parts of the country. But it's reopening as Moonlight Drive-In. So if you can't hear, which I know that's kind of low, I basically got his attention and got him to talk to me by explaining that I did film another Moonlight Drive-In in Pennsylvania. It kind of piqued his interest, and he wanted to hear more about that. Pennsylvania.
Well,
So-
I don't remember who originally built this thing. It had to be back in, well, I don't know. I mean, I came here when I was a young guy, and I'm 74, so
It's been here a while.
it's been here a while. And the guy that ran it then, he wasn't the one that originally built it. So
Yeah.
I mean, they had to put some money in this thing back then when they built it. I mean,
Yeah, I saw a picture from when it was last opened with the neons all lit up and everything like that. It looked really beautiful.
it'd be great somebody to open it, but you know,
Yeah,
we're not. We're just hoping somebody might buy it and do it.
Okay, so as you guys probably heard, I talked to that nice southern gentleman. His name's Howard, and he's somehow related to this. He doesn't own it, but somehow with whoever owns it, he's related to them, and he's kind of looking after it. But he said that the bottom here was actually an apartment. The owner used to live there, and that is the screen. And then back here, as I did guess, that's the projection booth and snack bar. And he said that there is interested buyers in it, but it's unknown, you know, what's going to happen with it. But he said it's 13 acres it sits on, and that the screen itself is really in good shape, but it would need a whole new concession stand, snack bar. But he did say we could look around, so we'll just kind of take a peek here and there. And I explained to him too about the Moonlight Drive-In and located in Pennsylvania, and he was really shocked to hear that. He thought this was the only one around. So he's like, if you get in touch with that owner, tell him there's another one down here, he could come and reopen it. So he did say after closing that the roof blew off, so I'm guessing the inside is pretty much moldy and decayed. Now, just to give you a quick reminder that I don't spend much time inside the building here. There is mold inside. I didn't have my respirator, nor did he really want me spending much time in there. He said I could take a peek. That's what I did. Realistically, though, I could have spent probably a good 30 minutes inside of here, because you'll see there's movie posters, old projectors, all kinds of, you know, equipment that's kind of just left frozen in time. I could have made a video just by itself on the projection room, but it's going to be quick in and out, so I do apologize. If you want to watch the replay and kind of pause different things to look around, you're welcome to. But I didn't get to film as much as I wanted to. I did not want to overstay my welcome and want to be respectful, so don't mind the quick in and out of the projection room. You see some of the projection windows here. Not sure if we can see anything inside. And Mike, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I actually said in a different video, maybe even during the premiere of this, how awesome would it be to buy this and to have like YouTuber get-togethers here and do premieres on the screen. So that thought definitely crossed my mind. Oh man, looks like the equipment's still in there. I'm going to snap a photo in there on my phone. Maybe I can put it on the screen to show you. We do go inside though, like I mentioned. And you can see the parking lot goes and goes. There's a lot of room here. 454 cars. Yep, and Justin mentioned something as well. The Moonlight Drive-In here in Pennsylvania did reopen, but the most expensive thing out of everything, not only buying the property and rehabilitating the building, was buying a digital projector. I think it was upwards of like $30,000, and he bought a used one. So that just goes to show that converting to modern technology, a digital projector is probably the most expensive thing. If you don't draw in a large crowd on a weekly basis, you're not going to see that money in return. So he is correct that a lot of theaters do fail because of that, or they're forced to show whatever inventory they already have. So some people could afford it and take the gamble. Some just have to close the doors. There's just a peek inside. So I'm going to pause it here actually for you guys. Here is the concession stand area. It's not very big, just one counter. The menu board is still up there. I didn't go into any of the back rooms behind the counter. And as you did see, there is water on the floor. So the roof is leaking. There is mold in here. The building would have to be gutted or raised and start from scratch. Here's the concession stand. See, they got some ice chests in there, ice cream cooler. And here's where we go. I'm not going to go through and pause every frame. You're welcome to pause that afterwards, but this room, though, was like a time capsule, literally. Like, it's amazing what was left behind in here, and unfortunately it's getting ruined due to the elements. The front projection windows are open, the roof is leaking. Hopefully they had the right mind to clear it out. Oh my god. Everything's slowing. It's just amazing. You see all the reels there, all the film reels. Wow. I'm not going to spend much time in here, just want to show it really quick. Got the sound systems.
There's actually some of the old speakers.
There's the old speakers.
I used to park near them, and that's how you would hear the movie. Nowadays, it's all
Good night, Bonnie.
through radio frequencies, tuning a radio station, but it's really cool that these are still here. This is manufactured by Drive-In Theater Manufacturing Company. It's like Kansas, Missouri. Not sure the size of the screen, but it's definitely holding intact pretty well. There's no holes in it. I spot something over here. Look at this old Pepsi soda fountain dispenser. That's a blast from the past.
Hello, everyone.
We don't want to hear from
Something
him.
to ask you.
Oh, we can skip that one.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Love the logo. I mean, this would be great just for a little display. Jet water, Pepsi Cola, and whatever else they had. And there's the ice machine. But that is cool. And then there's the electrical room. And he did say right here, these concrete pads, they had a playground here for kids. So before the movie started, families would be sitting in their cars and kids would come up here and play on the playground, which is pretty neat. So in the forest.
I'm not sure if you could hear me too well. It was really windy that day and it sounds a bit muffled, but I was saying that concrete pad I just showed, there used to be a playground there. So before the movies used to start, you know, the family would park the car, the kids would go up there, play on the playground until the movie started.
Side is the entrance over there. After parking your car and watching the movie, you would proceed to the exit. Right through where my car is there.
Hey, good night, Lisa.
Here's a brief look at the apartment here.
So this is the apartment right behind the
Really
projection
quick
screen,
walkthrough.
if you couldn't already tell.
Small kitchen. Really moldy and gutted in here. Elvis. Probably all movie posters and stuff. A little office. I would say they did eventually convert over to radio frequency. There's all the marquee letters.
Yes, there's all the marquee letters to change weekly or however often it was to put up new movie advertisements.
Okay, so here's the entrance. You can see the for sale sign there and a large Moonlight Theater, better known as the Moonlight Drive-In. But just imagine seeing that lit up at night. That would really look beautiful and amazing. Big and tall and bright. Definitely will catch your attention driving down the road. But just over here though is the old marquee sign. Now again, I do have a before photo. I will put it up right now. You'll see it has a movie that was playing here with the letters. And this is how it looks today. Still hanging on, but definitely in rough shape, but we'll get a closer look at it. All right, now if the sign up there on the building, the Moonlight Theater sign, didn't get your attention, this definitely will, because this whole thing is outlined in neon lighting. The whole Moonlight Theater itself has white neons, it looks like. You got white, yellow.
I just wanted to pause. V, I have to disagree with you. Housing developments are the last thing that should be put in place for an iconic structure like this. Number one, it's on the historic register, so it's not going to happen. Number two, too many iconic historic places get knocked down for housing development. So I'd rather see a drive-in theater come back to life than to see cookie cutter houses. That's just my opinion, though.
Crisscrossing around the perimeter border of it, and obviously the marquee sign itself would be backlit with neons in there. So this is really something else. I mean, this definitely should be salvaged whether they open this up or not, but just to see that lit up again would be an awesome sight. And the fact that the neon tubing is still intact is pretty remarkable. Now the backside of it here isn't faring so well. You can see almost everything is missing. It's either been stripped or stolen or something, but only 2 letters remaining and nearly all the neons are gone. So that's why it definitely should be saved. At least what's left of it anyways.
Okay everyone, we're going to wrap up the video here. A couple quick thoughts I want to mention is that number one, this place is obviously watched and posted, so if you do come here, be respectful. Don't go damaging anything, graffitiing anything, breaking into anything. The gentleman here who is watching after it was gracious enough to allow me to take pictures and video it and explore it. He was a little leery of me at first, which is understandable, but once I told him my reason for being here and told him what I do for a living and talked about the other Moonlight Theater, he was really, opened up to me, shared a lot of useful information I was able to share with you guys as well. And he did say that he doesn't know when it opened, but it's been open as long as he's been around. He's 70 some years old, so it's been around at least since that time. I think it did change the names to Moonlight Drive-In or Moonlight Theater. I don't know what the previous name was. One of you may know that information. If you could, share it down below. But it's really cool to see, what is left of it here. It's still pretty much a fully intact drive-in theater. I mean, obviously it's in bad shape. The concession area and the projection room, it's in bad shape with leaking water, but still intact. Everything's still there. The counter, the marquee board for the snacks and beverages, and the projection room was like a time capsule. I couldn't believe it. All the movies are still in there, the projectors, the rewinders, the speaker system. Just really, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I didn't expect to find that in there. That really made it worth it. And behind me here, the little apartment was pretty cool. Nothing left of it. It's pretty much stripped and moldy and waterlogged, but it was still neat to see and learn about that the owner used to live here right underneath the... Whoops. Sorry about that, I almost lost the camera, but really neat to learn that he lived underneath the projection screen. So, with that said, if you guys have any additional thoughts, comments, questions, feel free to leave them down below. Stick around at the end of this video for a quick photo montage. I did snap some photos around the area here. Weird coincidence, that I filmed 2 abandoned drive-in theaters called the Moonlight Drive-In. The first one obviously is renovated and opening up, I think, next month. Or it may have already been open by the time you watch this video. And this one they're hoping to find a buyer that's going to reopen it, but it is in bad shape. The apartment here is waterlogged, moldy, in really bad shape. Nothing left behind really. It was neat to learn though that they did convert over from the speaker system, those little poles out there in the lot, to a radio frequency that you just tune your radio station to hear the movie. That is how modern day drive-in theaters work. And it did say within a pretty short radius of here, just a couple nearby towns,
there are 2 or 3 more operating drive-in theaters. So he is shocked that this one didn't work out, but he did say the owner ran into some health issues and then I think legal issues, and it kind of got out of hand at that point. And lastly, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It was a nice little roadside attraction, and one I'm glad I was able to document and to share with you guys. So thanks so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Check out my playlist down below where I do have additional videos and different content on my channel. And to make sure you're alerted for new videos, just ring that notification bell. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you on the next video.
Just to answer a couple quick questions I saw in the chat here, as far as riding in Northern 425, if things go according to plan, I will be riding that train excursion next weekend. So I will be documenting that. Someone asked about Steamtown. I'll be back at Steamtown once they do have steam locomotives or any trains running through the yard. So that may or may not happen this year. If it does, though, I will be back there to check it out. Once this video is over, though, with the photo montage coming up, I'm going to share what little bit of information I do know about the one in Pennsylvania here and the update about this one in Virginia. Alright, enough ads. Hopefully I like the music choice.
The show will start in 9 minutes.
Hi, Donna. That music is so enjoyable. Brings you a better peace of mind. So that was filmed, or it was filmed in May. It came out June 13th as a premiere last year. So let me get this down and we'll bring myself back up to full screen here. So I'm just going to get a few things out before I forget them, and then we'll chat with you guys a bit more. The one in Pennsylvania is also called Moonlight Drive-In. That was abandoned when I filmed it, and about a month later, a private individual bought it, and he actually reopened it. He rebuilt the screen, the snack bar projection room, revamped it, and it did open late last year. I believe it opened for a couple movies this year, but I don't think it's open on a regular basis right now. So it's questionable as to the outcome or success it's going to have given what's going on in the world. But it is good to see that it did come back from the dead, and just a funny coincidence, they're both named Moonlight Drive-In. Now the one here in Virginia is actually visible right along Interstate 81. I saw it, I can't remember the first time I saw it, but I remember I saw it, oh yeah, I saw it going down to Florida in February last year. When I came back through May to go down to Tennessee where I met up with Retromantic, I stopped and did the video of it. And I have to say, it's actually a good thing that this gentleman, his name is Howard, who was a really nice guy, older southern gentleman, is looking after the property. Because if he wasn't, I'd imagine it'd be vandalized, you know, graffitied up, items stolen. That time capsule, what I call the projection room, is just amazing. There's old films in there, movie posters, equipment, nothing that's modernized or that could be used today to reopen, unless they were able to be played 35mm or whatever rolls they already had. So I don't know if it's reopened. I'm not from the area. If anyone does know anything about it as far as an update, you're welcome to share it now in the live stream or as a comment. It would be great to see it come back to life. That's what he wants as well. Last thing I'd want to see is to have it torn down. Adam did comment too about the sign down front, which did come to my mind too afterwards, is that it most likely was damaged during a bad storm, because one side was completely intact, the other side was ripped apart, probably from high winds. But as a whole, the place is great. The theater, the screen is still intact. The apartment needs to be redone. It is moldy. The snack bar needs to be redone. That's moldy, but that's to be expected. But time will tell. If it was open right now, I would imagine it'd be super successful, because as I mentioned earlier in this stream, drive-ins now are more popular now than ever because it's a safe way to go to the movies. So we'll see what happens. If I find out anything, I'll definitely share it with you guys. So that was our stream for tonight. As I did mention, mail call will pick up again next week. It is approaching 10 o'clock, so we'll go on for a little bit more. I'll chat with you guys. Any questions, anything like that you want to share. Those of you who did tune in late, I'm glad to have you here. I do know Pyro's here, Danny, and a few others. And those of you who did leave, I am sorry if I did miss your comments. I do know that Mike has been the welcome committee tonight. He's really going all out to welcome everyone, so glad to have everyone here. Also, too, I will give you guys a moment, like I do from time to time. If you are a content creator, if you're a YouTuber, whether I've collaborated with you or not, you are welcome to share any information about your channel as far as updates, videos coming out, contests, premieres, anything you want to share to put yourself out there, get some content out there for the general audience to watch. Take a few moments, write up a brief little description if you want to. And if you are a viewer who enjoys my videos, or the others who are here, feel free to comment. Say, hey, I'm looking forward to watching one of these videos again, whether it's a nature video that Mike does, or a train video that I do, or a tractor video that RJ does, or Centralia that Adam does. Feel free to let us know. Your comments, feedback, and input definitely helps us put out content that people do enjoy. Yes, Alan, you finally made it. Glad to see you here. $200 subs now and growing. Awesome. Alan, if you want, like I said, feel free to plug your channel, tell people what your channel's about, why they should come over and check it out. Jeff, plans for a bigger room. I did discuss that earlier this year. I do have a room with plans to convert it into my personal office or studio. It's just going to be a time-consuming process. If it does happen, it'll be around the winter time. No, Danny, you can't tell them to smash it. They might break the button. I don't want them to crack their phone screen or anything like that, so you just got to tap it lightly. Labor Day show in South Philly, Labor Day weekend. Got to get that pyro up in the sky. Schumann Tunnel for this week. Looking forward to seeing that. I have, right now I have the largest backlog of videos I've ever had. I'm almost at 30 videos. It's almost ridiculous. So I have a few months of content to release to you guys. I don't know what's going to come out when, but certain things will come out faster than others based on their importance. So I could probably take a month off from filming if I wanted to and just let the uploads roll out. I do know that Retro and RJ are almost neck and neck with subscriber counts. I didn't check today, but I do know Retro is approaching 500. Maybe she already reached it. I'm not sure. RJ is over 450, I believe, if not closer to 500. And Mike obviously topped 1,000 a couple weeks ago. So I'm glad to see everyone that I've worked with, have success. And, if I played any part in it, it definitely was worthwhile for you guys to work with me and vice versa. I wish I had, the same feedback, working with these guys, as far as getting new subscribers. But most of you that watch me watch their channels, which is good. That's what it's intended for. It's to let you guys know of other content creators out there. But, doing my own thing, working with who I've worked with, my numbers still keep growing. I don't strive to be a top YouTube star. I'm not trying to be famous. I'm just trying to put out content that you guys enjoy, and at the same time be able to pay my bills and travel to make new videos. So, if everyone is enjoying what's been happening as far as creation-wise, content-wise, collaboration-wise for 2020, I think it's going to continue on a upward trend. And speaking of which, too, I forgot to mention, we do have a meetup event, 2 of them coming up, September 5th and I forgot the dates. September 5th and October 4th. September 5th will be the Carlisle Army Museum. Army Museum. in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. September 5th. It's a family-friendly free event. It's open to everyone, whether you're a YouTuber or not. You can come there, hang out with us, meet us, check out the grounds. It's going to be outdoors. Masks are recommended but not required. And then October 4th is going to be Ricketts Glen State Park near Benton, Pennsylvania. Over 20 waterfalls there, and they have hiking ranging from beginner to expert levels. So it's going to be based on your comfort zone. Proper footwear such as hiking shoes, boots, or sneakers are required. If you're caught there wearing sandals or flip-flops or Crocs and a park official does see you, you will be asked to leave. So if you're interested in attending either of those events, the video was put out on Thursday this past week. You can watch it, and any updates regarding those events as far as cancellations or running late, stuff like that, will be posted on my community tab on YouTube and on my Facebook page. There's no Facebook event pages, but both events are free. They're 1 month from each other, and hoping to see a few people come out. I know it's not going to be a large turnout. I know a lot of people are still scared to be out in public or to go to these events, so it's completely optional. But if you're feeling healthy and want to get some exercise, see some cool stuff, meet some cool people, make some new friends, would love to have you. Yeah, and those of you who are not close by or able to attend, it's completely understandable. I know only a portion of my viewers are here in Pennsylvania, so I always would love to have out-of-state ones, and not to say that they won't happen, but the ones I've tried in the past didn't have a great success rate. Usually it's the people who are local that want to come out. So if you can't attend, you're welcome to just watch the video. Thanks, Danny. I don't think so. I'm just trying to do the best I can. But as long as I have you guys here for my support system, I'm going to keep plugging along. Elizabeth says, still for sale. Okay, so if you guys are looking for a drive-in theater for a purchase, a little turnkey operation, so to speak, check it out. Today was a boring day, Christopher. I didn't do a whole lot. Pretty much spent most of the day just hanging around with the family, watching TV, watching YouTube, watching a movie or two. Didn't do much of anything. It was just a lazy day. Did go outside for a little bit. We did cook on the griddle. We actually made breakfast again. We made omelets for dinner. Played a little bit of frisbee with Lily, and then yeah, that was pretty much it for today. Yesterday, what did I do yesterday? Can't remember what I did yesterday. If it comes to mind, I will share it with you guys. RJ's farther than me. What's RJ at? Did RJ pass out? Oh, RJ's 495. Wow. Well, he really jumped up. And Retro's at 491. Retro, I'm going to make another claim here, because I've been right so far. I'm pretty certain by next weekend, by next Sunday Night Live, you'll be over 500. Even if I have to create 9 new accounts and subscribe, I'm going to get you at 500. Paranormal investigations, yes, we do have 2 of them coming up. One will be the end of September in a private residence, and the other one's going to be another outdoors one. So we got 2 of them coming up, and I will release the official dates once they are announced. Every day is a gift, that's why it's called a present. Definitely right, Barbara. No work tomorrow, just tired, long week behind me. Well, as long as it's behind you. A translator for foreign YouTubers. I do know that you could, through your settings, turn on your closed captioning, and depending on their location, it will translate it automatically. If you're looking for like a voice translator, unfortunately I wouldn't be able to help you with that. Been to Carlisle, PA before. We'd like to come up. That was again. Yeah, that'll be September 5th, Carlisle, U.S. Army Heritage Museum. The steam locomotive shirt. Okay, glad you picked that one. That's a nice one. RJ, it's funny that you mentioned that, because Mike Out Naturing knows of an individual who accused me and others of buying subscribers, getting fake subs, fake profiles, stuff like that. So people are out there that do believe that. Usually means that jealousy has an ugly face. Sandra's getting a biopsy. Oh, forgot to do my snack. Sandra, I'm glad I just saw your comment. I forgot that I'm going to try your lavender chocolate right now. So let's dive into that. Get a little sweetness inside of us here. You found me through Keith Flanagan. Yes, he is a great guy. I met him through our mutual friend Bernie. So Sandra did send this to me in a box of goodies a few weeks ago, probably more than a month ago. Got through just about all of them. This was the last remaining item. I was gonna share it for a Chow Time episode, but I wanted to share it with you guys tonight. If you have any information, Sandra, that you could share about this particular piece of chocolate, you're welcome to tell the audience about it. It says blue lavender, chocolate, and it has the French writing on it. She said it's lavender flowers on it, so. Looks like dark chocolate, possibly. Let me check the ingredients. It might be dark chocolate. May contain traces of nuts, peanuts, and or dairy. It says cocoa butter, emulsifier, vanilla, lavender flowers. So it actually is lavender flowers. Cocoa paste and sugar. It doesn't say anything about dark chocolate. Alright, Danny, I'll be nice. You could take the first piece. Wow, that's different. Okay, so that is different, but not bad. It is dark chocolate, as I confirmed. Not my favorite choice, but it's doable. You can actually taste the lavender. Now, you might ask, how do you know what lavender tastes like? I don't, but it tastes how it would smell. So if you were to smell a lavender scent or look at a lavender flower, you know, these little flower petals are on the back of it here. Those little, looks like sprinkles. They're actually little tiny flower petals. So it tastes how it smells and looks. So it has a kind of almost like a citrusy taste to it, if that's the best description I could give it. It's not bad, definitely very unique. But it's my first time ever having chocolate with flowers, but it is good. That one's much stronger. I could taste the flowers. Has a texture of like chocolate with peanuts mixed in, like little crunched up crunchy peanuts. But different taste though. It's a unique flavor. So Sandra Pink, thank you very much for not only this but the other items you did send previously. I will save the rest of that for Lily and Jill to try because it's very unique and we don't have it here in the States as far as I know. So I saw everyone was sharing their links, so I'm glad to hopefully send a few new subscribers your way or get some people more aware of what your content is about. Everyone that is a moderator of mine, I'm pretty sure everyone, yeah, aside from Ashley, is a friend of mine and someone I've collaborated with, worked with on my channel and on their channels as well. So I do have a lot of faith in their futures of their channels. Ashley, I do know, puts out videos, but I don't think she's like a dedicated YouTuber like myself. But I just want to say, though, that the moderators, you know, whether they do videos or not, they are a key, important part to my channel because as much as we have a great family here, I call you guys my family, part of my community, there are certain individuals that like to come in and stir the pot. And there's times when I can't pay attention to the chat. especially like when I was doing the drive stream with RJ. We streamed for almost 3 hours. You know, I was driving, showing things, talking, and those are the times where I do rely on the moderators. So whether you could be here on a regular occasion or can only pop in now and then, you know, having you as a friend and someone I could trust and someone who has my back means a lot to me. I may not show it the best ways, but you wouldn't have that wrench if I didn't have faith in you guys. So thank you to everyone who does help out. And those of you who do come here and share your kindness and support and even just general chit chat, you know, I look forward to it all the time, whether it's tonight on Sunday Night Live, in the comment section, in the premieres, which I haven't done in a while. They will be coming back soon, or the random drive stream, stuff like that. You guys, without a doubt, anything can be going on in my day. I could be having the worst day ever, and within about 10-15 minutes of being on with you guys, without a doubt, my mind gets cleared and I'm focused on you guys, and I just end up having a smile put on my face. So just can't thank you enough for everyone that's been a part of my channel here. Whether you're new or old, I've been on here 10 years now, and a lot has changed over 10 years. And I'm excited to see what the future holds. But as he did mention, I'm sorry to be repetitive. I do know people come in late though, so just to keep you up to date, next week we will be back with Mail Call. It'll be a normal Sunday Night Live with all 3 segments. I do have mail already, but I'll be checking the P.O. box this coming week as well. And anything that was sent in will be opened up then. What was the other thing I wanted to mention? This coming week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, of course, will be uploads. Probably next Friday, though, the week after, we will start back with premieres. I do have about 3 in a row right now that could premiere. Chow Time episodes, I'm working on something with a local restaurant. They actually reached out to me and want me to try their food for them as part of my Chow Time episode. So I'm going to get the arrangements made. It may happen at the restaurant. It may be food to go, but it's a restaurant that's locally known, and the owner reached out to me privately and gave me a private kind of invitation, say, hey, I'm going to give you a bunch of free items. I want you to review it for your episode. So that'll be coming out in the near future, as well as some new food items that I've heard about if I can find them in the stores. Lastly, though, I did mention, and if you guys are in the area, you're welcome to come film it, and hopefully you'll see me. I did film Reading and Northern number 425, that Blue Beauty steamer in Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. It made its first run of the 2020 season this past Friday. That video came out yesterday. Myself, Artie, and Alan filmed it all day for over 6 hours. I just found out today, though, that steam locomotive is running next weekend as well for the excursions to the Lehigh Gorge. I'm calling tomorrow morning, and if there's an opening, I'm buying myself a ticket for hopefully Friday to ride in the open air car. And if so, I'm going to film that journey from coming to the train station to boarding the train car, showing you the trip, and then wrapping it up. So I'm really excited about that. And like I said, if I do make it happen, and you guys are local to the area, if you do some rail fanning, you may be able to see me filming you guys from the train car. So I'm really excited for that. She is not restored. She was restored many years ago, but Reading and Northern keeps her meticulous. They have a fantastic crew that keeps on top of her. They keep her clean, keep her running smooth. And it's one of 2 steam locomotives that they have at the moment. That one is the more popular one. I believe the more powerful one as well. So that one is always a beautiful locomotive. You know, blue, as I said in my video, is my favorite color. I wore my blue Who Tooted shirt for that video, and the whistle echoing through the valley, it just sent chills down my spine. So alright guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. We are past 10 o'clock, so I don't really have anything else to share. I do want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. Once again, thank you to my mods. And those of you who didn't chat, hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Whether you had anything to chime in or not, it is good to have you here. We did average around 200 people tonight, which is about what we do get on most Sundays. So next week we'll be back with a normal Sunday Night Live. I have not rode Amtrak, Danny. I was hoping to do that this year. It didn't happen. But I do have an Amtrak train coming out in one of my videos. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your week. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.